Hi there, it's Kathy Morrissey from Empowered by Soul. Welcome to today's presentation of Generate Quality Leads Easily by Packaging Your Skills into a High-Ticket Offer. Now, this came about because I've spoke to around 20 entrepreneurs. I've actually connected with around 1,500 in the last 8 weeks or so. And the number one problem that people had, that they told me that they had, was that they were having trouble generating high quality leads for their business. Now, what I noticed in some of the conversations was that was actually true. They were having trouble with that lead generation. But there was another component that's often missed when we, kind of want to rush out and get leads for our business. And today I'm going to show you all those moving parts so that even if you only watch this presentation, you'd have a lot more information than, where you started off before you joined me here today. So stay with me right to the end, because I'm also going to give you a free gift of some messaging that you can use to get some free and qualified leads. So 3 secrets today on how I finally broke my drought and getting free and qualified leads on LinkedIn, and how once I worked this out, it took me just 4 days of personal connection to sell my high ticket offer, which was valued at $5,000. Now, do I think that this is possible for you? I absolutely know that it's possible for you, because I'm already working with a couple of women on doing this exact same thing, and they are moving in the same direction. So what I'm going to say to you is you can easily do this yourself. And it would probably take much less time than it would take you to get that cat to pose like that. Now, what I want to also say is this was not just something that I worked out in my experience in the last 6 or 8 weeks on LinkedIn. I've actually already previously played 2 LinkedIn lead generation experts, and it failed miserably. We definitely got connections, so I do want to be sure in saying that we got a component in place, but we did not get the 3 components, which was the connections, the offer, and the actual sale. Because at the end of the day, guys, you and I, we're in business, and we need to look at all 3 of those things for it to work for us and for our business to survive. So this is what today's all about. Stay with me. As I said, I've got a little freebie at the end that I'm really, really excited to share with you. Okay, so let me tell you where my expertise is, and that is in creating high-ticket offers. I've actually made a couple of programs now, but this is the one that means probably the most to me. It's the closest to my heart. It was the Renovation College, and right off the bat, I knew that this was going to be a high-ticket offer, and one that, because it's in the property market and there's a lot of information that's involved with this, I knew that we could easily have a 10K program. But I wanted to make it affordable for everybody, so we had a $2,500 program and a $11,000 program for those people that wanted the extra support and, property knowledge. That did really, really well. In just over 12 months, that high ticket offer sold around about $100,000 on Facebook, and it certainly could be expanded into something much bigger and better if I wanted to take it to the next level. I will be perfectly frank with you, I really enjoy teaching people on a business level, so this is sort of secondary to me, and the work that I'm currently working with people now is the work that's closest to my heart. We always need to look at an earnings disclaimer, because whilst my program sold just over $100,000 in sales, and the very beginning of it, we actually sold the first lot, the test beta case, for $1K and up to $11K. As I said, I can't really guarantee what your results will be, because the one thing that I learned in all of this time, and certainly teaching groups of people and different entrepreneurs and different propertypreneurs, is that everybody's in a different place in their life and business, and some people have a real lot of get up and go, and they, go from zero to hero very, very quickly. But a lot of other people, maybe they wait 12 months before they even start to do something with the information. So it's not, there's not sort of like a one size fits all. Can I guarantee that you will make a lot of sales? I can't. It really comes down to you, your offer, how you present it, and whether you really understand that it's not just one thing. If you recall a little bit earlier, and I mentioned that when people said to me leads was their issue, that is what they can see, but from somebody that's experienced in business and marketing, the other part that I see is that they don't have the compelling offer, so the high ticket offer in place properly, and then a funnel so that this can work really effectively and easily for them. So I would wish that you would get better results than me. That would be my hope indeed, because I think that my job is to help everyone in business and marketing, and what I know for sure is that once you understand these principles, if you put them to work, you can easily make a lot of money. Now, as you just realized, a high ticket offer can be duplicated into any industry at all, right? It's not about do you have to copy and make a course like me? It's got nothing to do with that at all. This is strictly business and marketing and understanding how you can take your knowledge and actually sell it for more money, and by using a simple system, even get it automated. So I hope that excites you, because the thing that can happen when you really understand all of this properly is that you are now in a position to change careers if you want to at some future time. Now, some of you might be thinking, I don't want to do that, but for others who maybe are just starting a new career, just started a new business, whatever the case may be, they will see the excitement in understanding that this system can help you from zero. Or if you're already in multiple six figures, this system will work for you as well. It doesn't really matter where you are. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Whether you're at the beginning or whether you're well along, it's going to help you a lot. So I started off my career as a photographer. I turned entrepreneur. I was a renovator. I went into, in Australia, I'm known as a renovation guru. And now my love of my life is lead generation and high ticket sales. So I gave myself a little extra title there, genius, because it's something that I really love. I enjoyed the marketing process so much, and not in the rah-rah marketing, but in the really high quality marketing. And you'll see that any presentations that I put out, I always put out, good solid photos that are good quality. The presentation is really good quality. The trainings are like that. And it's for a really good reason. I have high standards, and I'm hoping that you do too. And you understand that that's what is giving the vision to the outside world. That's how people are seeing us. And, we get what we attract. So that's my short version of life story. You're now meeting my 3 children. Up very top right-hand corner is Ashley, Phil, and Shelby. The other 2 children in the house are Mika the ragdoll cat and Memphis. He's a ragdoll cross domestic cat. Shelby plays soccer, Phil's in real estate, and Ashley's a journalist. And the other dude that you can see in the middle picture is Sean, and he's my son-in-law. So that's us. We're just normal people, just like you, and we have normal lives. And some of us play sports, some of us aren't sporty, some of us like cats. We're just very ordinary people, just like you. And you could be a dog person, and I promise I will not hold it against you. So let's get right into this training, because it's very exciting. And if you're currently feeling like that girl on the right hand side, I fully hear you, because we've all been there at some time where it's got very frustrating in learning how to generate those leads and really making it happen for us. So what I want to say today is that you can do this, okay? It's not hard at all to make a high ticket offer. And as I said, I've worked with a lot of entrepreneurs, and let me tell you, we're going to dispel a lot of myths today. A lot of people have said to me it's too hard, which we just ascertained. The next thing they say is it takes too much time to generate leads. And the third thing that comes across a lot They say, I'm confused about what strategies will work for me. I'm overwhelmed. There's so much information out there. I've already watched a ton of training, and right now I feel emotionally drained because I can't see how all of this can make a fit for me. So today I want to make sure that you can see that you can do this. It doesn't matter whether you're an accountant, a photographer, in property, you currently work for a corporation, a large corporation, maybe you currently work in corporate. What I know for sure, if you have worked in any industry at all for at least 5 years, and maybe 10 is even better, you have mastered some skills and you are capable of having your own high ticket offer. So I know that for 100%. And the second thing is, I'm going to show you how it doesn't take that much time to generate leads. I'm going to actually prove that to you today. And I'm also going to say that this system is you can repeat it over and over again. So just remember, anything that's confused you before, we're going to wipe that out today. Okay, let's go. So the 3 components that you need in order to generate really high quality leads are a really good offer. You need a funnel, a way that it's set up automatically so that you do not have to be in front of every single client. And the third thing is a compelling message. You must have clarity around your offer, your message, and exactly what it is that you are putting out into the marketplace. And you need to be able to grab that little bit of uniqueness that's just you. Because once you get all of that into place, you're going to look like that little dude on the right-hand corner. Now let's go back to that funnel for a moment. Right now, you are watching part of my funnel. And this is going to show you how easy this is once we really get into this. Once you have something set up, you've spent a little bit of time creating your funnel. Once that's done, you've got something that is out there. You could leave it there for a year, 2 years, 3 years, doesn't matter. As long as it's generating leads for you and, on autopilot that you don't have to put your hands on and touch. Isn't that magic? So let's move on and go to my favorite thing of all, high ticket offers. Now, here's the thing. Like I said to you just a little while ago, it's really easy once you have experience in something. And it doesn't matter what experience it is. Let's just grab a journalist for a moment because it was the first thing that popped into my mind right now. A journalist has an extreme amount of knowledge, not just in how do I go out there and interview people, but they've learned how to copywrite, they've learned how to be personable, to be empathetic, to work very fast on deadlines. So if you're a journalist listening to this right now, imagine the skills that you could put together for your high ticket offer to help other people. And that's just one example. So how do you do that? How do you start to evaluate what are my skills? So you sit there, get yourself a little pen and a piece of paper and work out what it is that you have skill in. And you might have 3 or 4 different areas that you're really, really good at. And let's just make this easy. One could be health, one could be wealth, and one could be something like a talent that you've, studied, like that journalism or, property investing, or you work in corporate and you've climbed up the ladder. You have certain skills that I don't care if somebody else has climbed up the ladder. You personally have something that has made you unique, that your bosses have looked and said, this person has leadership skills or whatever it might be. You have the potential to create a high ticket offer. So once you've identified, where you're at here with your skills, go for the top 3 and then do a little bit of your own market research, right? Because this is the most important thing. What a lot of people don't realize, they kind of want to rush at this. They think, look, I just need to go out there and I need to throw something together because blah, 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 I need to generate leads, right? But here's the problem. If you don't understand what the market wants, if you don't understand what the person in front of you wants, it's going to be very hard for you to sell your services. Now, this does not need to be rocket science, and I'm going to use my house course for a moment because it's easy, and all of us live in houses, so we all understand that example. Okay, so when somebody comes to me and they have a broken house and they, want to fix it, right, and they want to sell it, sometimes what's in their mind is what they like. What styles do they like? They might like minimalistic or French provincial or whatever, right? But here's the problem with that. They haven't actually gone out there and evaluated what the market, number one, would pay for their home, what the general market in that price range, what they like. So let's pull back. Do they like minimalistic? Do they like French provincial? Do they like industrial? Right? They haven't evaluated that. And here's where this becomes wishy-washy. And a lot of people do this. They have mixed, messages, right? In our world, in business, it's mixed messages. And so when it comes time for the sale, there's nothing clear, there's no clear defined audience. So if you have a home that has a little bit industrial, a little bit French provincial, a little bit minimalistic, a little bit, 1800s, you're going to have a hard time striking the right iron. And then when you finally get someone, they're not going to pay you a lot of money because you haven't focused on what they like fully. It's too split. Okay? If you have a house that's 1950s and there's a lot of really cool 1950s original stuff that can be, rectified or kept, updated, rejuvenated, whatever word you'd like to say here, then you have to start thinking, are there people out there that like vintage houses? Does that make sense? And then you do your house to target one person. Your business is exactly the same. You need to niche it down to find one client and really narrow down how is it that you can help them. And that's where this market research really comes in. So let's just go back to, whether you're a property person, that'll do for a moment. So we've evaluated that we have a certain amount of knowledge. You need to go out there and ask a few property investors just a few questions, to find out what it is that they like. Then when you come back, you examine what patterns are there. You will come up with the pain of somebody. Now, exactly what I said. You know what the pain, where somebody gets painful about a house? When they get that mixed message. When there's 4 different styles and nothing's clear. So what happens to the poor client? The client is sitting there going, well, the kitchen is exactly what I want, but I have to renovate the whole rest of the house because none of it is my style. Does that make sense? This happens in businesses all the time as well. People have too many mixed messages, and the poor client is sitting there saying, well, I really like that part, but all these other things are not a fit. And the person hasn't evaluated the client properly, right? So this is a really important part. Once you evaluate that, and the clearer that you get on your client's problems, the better you are able to help them and sell your high-ticket offer. Once you identify that and then write out exactly how you can help them, that's when you know you're on a winner. And again, this works for anybody. Let's just take this away from if this was consulting or coaching or teaching or anything like that. If you have an accountancy and you specialize in one particular type of service, this is exactly what I'm talking about here. You niche down your skill so that you are targeting just one client. And then I can guarantee you can absolutely sell your service for a much higher rate because you're talking to exactly the person. They're really excited. They're not getting mixed messages off you, and they will happily say yes to whatever it is that you offer them. So it's a really, really important part of the equation is to get that down pat first. Okay, now what does a high ticket offer look like? Even if you're the accountant, you can still offer a personalized consulting or coaching program. Okay, if somebody is really, working hard with you, and a lot of property people, they do this, they have their own little team, like developers and, all of that. If you have your own little team, you are now in a position to consult and do things in a much bigger way than if you're trying to do this as a solopreneur. So I'm using the accountant. If you are a coach or consultant, or you'd like to be, this is perfect for you, because now you can have that one-to-one personal coaching both for yourself, so you can learn first and then you can teach others. Make sense? A high-ticket offer must be results-driven, and part of these results should be gotten relatively quickly. So when somebody comes to work with me, even if they're starting at zero, we must be able to get a result fairly quickly. It doesn't matter what it is. It might be, and this is crazy, the example that I'm going to use next, but it's easy to understand. It might be that they lost 5 kilos in the first month that they worked with me. Now, you are saying, well, why would they lose weight? But it could just be that they decided to turn their life around and really put, something into their business. And because they were excited about what was going on when they were working in this program, do you see what I mean? How a little result can go a long way. But of course, for me personally, I like bigger results. Like, what has changed for them so that they can start to create their own magic. And the next thing that a high ticket offer is really, really focused on is a lot of one-to-one. Now, a lot of people offer one-to-one and group, and I do in some of my courses, in others it's just one-to-one. It's a much better system, one-to-one, and I'll explain why. People get results faster. They within like literally one hour phone call, you could totally turn someone around on something. And maybe they had been hanging on to something in their business. Maybe there was something that was like a bucket with a leaky bucket kind of thing with a big hole, and that was turned around quite quickly. In 1 hour, that can change somebody's life. They might have lost a lot of money before then, and you're now helping them fix that. So one-to-one, I believe, is really effective. In my previous high ticket course, I can absolutely assure you by the numbers that the people that did more one-to-one succeeded and done better. And what I mean by that is they sold their houses for more money, and they personally grew. Their personal journey was astronomical. They had a lot of transformation. And I had a lot of clients that transitioned from just being a property investor into having their own property business. So it's a big thing if you can offer one-to-one, and it's certainly something that I do, and what a good high-ticket offer looks like. Individual help in any area that they need for faster results. Right? It's okay, you might have a general program that you offer, but because you're working one-to-one, this is what's really great. You can pinpoint exactly how you can help them in certain areas, and it might not be for everybody that's like that, but it's certainly for some people, and it'll help your clients go really fast, and that's what you want results for them. Plenty of additional video or email or membership training. I don't know what you do, so I'm just suggesting high ticket can look like any of these things. Anything that they can go back over in the future. So in my one-to-one coaching calls, I always record them, and I send my clients a copy of the audio link so that they've got that attached to an email, attached to what week we are working on. And it's so that at any time they could come back in 6 months' time, go back over that information, and it's forever. They have it forever. So that's what it looks like. It doesn't need to be complicated. You do not need, membership sites or anything like that. That's purely something that you can have or not have. It depends on your product or service. But most importantly, it's personalized coaching or consulting. It's results driven, and it can be group or it can be just one-to-one. That's the most important pieces of a high ticket offer. So let's move on to the funnel. The funnel is such an important part to generating leads on autopilot. And as I said, you're looking at a part of a funnel now, which is a recorded presentation that once we put that in a page where people can click on links and watch this can literally be up forever. It also means once they watch a training like this that it will wipe out the people that aren't interested, but it will definitely grab the people that are very interested and they'll apply straight away. There's a couple of things. They get to know, like, and trust you in this training. They hear your voice. they hear your enthusiasm, your passion, and they see the skill that you have, and then they see what you can offer, like how can you help them. So it's a really, really important thing to be able to give somebody something in advance before you speak to them, so that they can, know, like, and trust you before you guys even get together. A good evergreen funnel can easily bring in 6 figures on its own, and a lot of evergreen funnels I'm seeing in big groups now where there's 7 and 8 figure entrepreneurs. Some people are getting $1 million evergreen funnels. So, this thing is potentially the best. I can't, come up with anything else as far as generating money. Like, it's really a cash machine, and there's so many different ways that you could use this. It's not funny. So I hope that excites you. It runs in the background all the time. Once you've put it up there, it's on every day. People can sign up even when you're in bed asleep. You can wake up to calls. This can also happen for sales, for physical products as well. People sign into your marketing funnel, and literally you could jump up in the morning and, there's money in your bank. The result really is a consistent flow of revenue and sales, rather than short bursts that we usually get from traditional launches or campaigns. So whilst I'm not objecting to any other launches or anything, I think the more opportunity that you have in your business to have different different campaigns and launches and so on, if you have an evergreen funnel, it's literally running on autopilot all the time. So what does it look like? Definitely not like the whirlwind funnel picture there, but your ticket gets to your client gets to preview your high ticket offer before you even connect on the phone. So this is super cool for both of you. It allows the client to get a better understanding of how your products or services can help them either personally or in your business. Because whilst I'm sharing with you a business funnel today, remember, there are a lot of people out there that are life coaches and, different sort of, like I said, accountants, doesn't matter, whatever you are, you're offering different services. A funnel can be used in any of those services. A client that loves what they see can easily then make an appointment to talk to you, and the conversation is so much more clearer because you're now both on the same page, right? Even if your client has existing issues in their business, which likely they do, and before they watch this, they're feeling a little embarrassed. But now they're starting to feel like, hey, this person sounds like a human being that I could learn to know, like, and trust. I'll make that phone call. Okay, secret number 3, the right messages or emails that generate leads easily and quickly. Now, I am talking here about cold email or cold messages on LinkedIn. And the reason why I'm doing this is a lot of people are very, very nervous about cold calling and, messaging and so on. But the nervous part, I've come to learn, is just that they haven't got this system in place properly. So they're kind of scared that somebody is going to ask them something that they don't feel 100% sure that they have the answer. So, that's why following something like this easy system is going to be really cool for you, because it's going to give you confidence to be able to do that connection coldly. Cutting through the noise and making sure you get the attention of your prospect usually takes a few messages so that you can build rapport and a relationship with your prospect. Now, statistics suggest it can take up to 8 times before a client will say yes to your service or product. And sometimes that person has even said no for the first 4 times. So if you give up after message 2 or 3, you're in trouble, because you've actually lost out here, when statistically, even somebody that's actually said no after 4 times, if they're still on your list or message or email or whatever it is, they can actually change their mind and you can turn a no into a yes. So it's really important to understand it's not a one-shot go here. How can you make this easier? Well, I really went over my messages. The first lot of messages that I ever did with a LinkedIn expert, they were just too hard. And, I tried to soften them, and, but the disconnection really was with the person that I was working with, and I'm not having a go at that person. I'm simply saying that we are two different people. And I'm a talker and somebody that prefers things warmer, a warmer conversation, and, that person had a different way of speaking. So I felt the messages weren't right. And that was a problem straight away, because it's not going to connect. Like, those messages did not sound like they came from me. So be careful when you're modeling somebody else's messages that you take what's good from it and then turn it into something that really works well for you. And it sounds like your voice. Okay, if you talk shorter than me, then you should just adjust it to make it sound like you. If you talk a little bit longer, other than, initially we can only do so many characters on LinkedIn. In email, that's not true, but in LinkedIn, we can only do so many characters. Just adjust it so that it really feels like something that's for you. So keep it short. Make it personal. Do not do, dear first name. I got that off, no kidding, a LinkedIn expert just the other day. It still mortifies me that people do not check their systems properly. I do understand sometimes things go wrong, but the moment that I get a dear first name email or message, it's just a no for me straight away. Not because they're using an automated system, because I use automated systems, but because they're not up on it. They're not looking at that and making sure that everything is working properly, and it's personal. So personal, I talk about their problem. Okay, when I first did this, particularly at the beginning, in order to really connect with people, I went to every single person's profile and learned something about them and their business, and I talked about them. And it was really cool because that generated leads really quickly and it generated sales really quickly. So I want to say that it is easy once you kind of are very clear about your message. It's also easy when you are talking about their problem and less about yours. Okay, and I'll show you that in a minute. Give them something that they can qualify you in. Not the first message, but the second message, and I'll show you that. You need to qualify yourself. Right? It's a fair thing. If you are asking somebody to do business with you, then you should be making it easy for them to qualify you. And booking follow-up calls. Okay? So I'll get further into this. What I really wanted to do was share with you some messages that I've personally used to generate leads on LinkedIn. And I want to show you that they are far from the average messaging that's out there. But this is really cool, not only for you to see this, but also for you to see that you don't have to copy what everybody else is doing. What's more important is that the message talks directly to your client and your client's problems. Okay, that's the really most important thing, is that you get focused on what does your market want. So here was my first message. Now, Catherine is me, by the way. Hi, Catherine. I'm the CEO of Empowered by Soul, a training company that designs bespoke online personal brands with innovative quantum leap personalized consulting. If you are willing, I'd like to connect and discuss this further. Kind regards, Kathy. Now, that may or may not be everybody's cup of tea of message, but what I do want to tell you is that it didn't offend anybody. Okay, that message is still quite clear about what I do, but it also says how I can help them. It's not pushy. It just says, if you are willing, I'd like to connect and discuss this further. So it's purely up to them. Now, I get mostly yeses. It's not every single person, of course, but if you personalize something, you really focus on the people, you can do this. Like, honestly, it's not that hard to make a connection and make it easily work for your business. The next two messages that I have, it's both message two, but there's two different methods here. And I am showing you because I really want you to take away what you could possibly do for your business. Okay, so we did the first one and then they accepted my request. The next message that I wrote back to them in method one, thanks for connecting on LinkedIn. what a stellar business and career you have. Now, I've actually looked at this person's profile in order to get that sentence. I see by your profile that you are a leader and a woman who empowers others with your work. So I don't send that out to every single woman, obviously. I've actually looked at that person's profile. I've read a bit about their business and their career, and then complimented them on something that they've done. I'd love to chat with you about avenues you can expand your work or career. If this is of interest to you, my name is Kathy Morrissey and I support my clients further their knowledge, become influencers in their fields, and finally, and it's always the most exciting part for me, learn how to create high-end consulting packages based on their business knowledge, freeing up their time by not having to work so hard anymore. If I can assist you in any way to build your business faster or expand your services by adding influence and showing you how I create women leaders, just drop me a line and we'll arrange a chat. Okay, then I give 2 links on this particular message. One of them is a link to testimonials, a page of testimonials of mine, and the second one is a Facebook page that I have that has about 12,000 people on there, and they can certainly look and find out things about me, and that's, so I'm giving them, something that's where they're at, and then I'm also giving them proof that I'm an authority, and then thirdly, I give them something that shows what I said earlier in my presentation here, which, I told you I have a high ticket program. I sold that through Facebook, and there's like a clarification. Does that make sense? Because if they go out there and look anywhere, they can now in their mind say, that's the person that does property as well, or whatever, and they can start to connect their own little story. And that might be happening for you too right now as well, and that's cool. I'm really glad, because we can get to know each other much better, much faster, if you have got available information to go out there and find more about me. Now, if you are new and you didn't have all of that, there are other methods that we would use. We would certainly definitely get you a compliments page. That is not that hard to do that. We would package up your authority at the beginning a little bit differently to mine. Okay, it does not mean that you can't sell coaching or consulting. It's just a different message. Today I'm just showing you one thing so that hopefully it helps you. And if you like it enough and you'd like to really get your business blasting out, I hope you come work with me. That'd be amazing. So the second message, which is really, the second method, but this is still a message too. It's just I've done a couple of experiments on both of these to work. Okay, I'm only giving you the ones that work, so be cool. Okay, hi Catherine, thanks for accepting my connection. Nice to meet you. I help women in business and business consultants, or those that want to be, reinvent and scale their business. And then I just put in brackets, online courses, marketing and strategy, etc. I'd love to learn a little bit more about you when you have a moment. Happy to have a chat at any time. Cheers, Kathy. P.S. Here's a recent article I wrote, and then I gave them my article on selling high-ticket services. Now, why is that important? Again, it's more authority. Okay, what would we do with you if you, and what you can certainly do on your own, give yourself a high authority article that's not, full of ego, that can actually help somebody, with their business as well and connect to you. At the end of the day, these days with marketing, it's truly about relationship marketing, meaning that people are not liking the old hard sell. They really want to connect more or feel that they've connected with their clients. So I think that's something that, another thing, sometimes our mind is still in that hurry part where, hurry up, I've got to get clients because I don't have anyone at the moment, or I don't have enough, or whatever the case may be. And that is the very thing that will stop you from getting clients. Taking a step back and creating a really cool system, one that fits your business, that's the one that's going to work for you. And again, I want to say, it doesn't matter what business you are in, this system that I'm showing you right now can work for you. You do not have to be a coach or a consultant. You can most certainly be a small business owner, an entrepreneur, a solopreneur, anybody that is, working in small business, maybe 5 to 10 employees at most. I wouldn't go more than that, because if you have that many employees and you're looking at something like this, you should be doing a different program. Okay, so I hope that that has helped you understand how to generate leads in the right way. You have to have a really good, compelling offer. You have to have it packaged up so that it generates leads for you 24/7. And then you need to make sure, in order for all of that to happen, that your message is clean and clear and, just niche down to one client. So let me ask you a question. If you currently feel like this, oh my God, it is so overwhelming, all of this lead generation, marketing, business, I feel like I don't know where my next step should be, and you'd rather feel a lot more like this, then let me introduce you to Empowered by Soul Advanced Entrepreneur Training. What I would like to do is invite you to a business strategy session call. Now, as I said, it's for coaches, consultants, small business owners, solopreneurs, or entrepreneurs, and if you are tired of trying to figure out all of this yourself. This particular program is really cool, up to multi-six figures. If you have a business bigger than that, please feel free to reach out, but we will be doing things slightly different. Okay, we would actually be getting your team to do a lot of these things. You'd be looking at bigger pictures. So I want you to know that this is specifically set up for that multi-six-figure business owner. So let's get back to it. If you are tired of trying to figure it out all by yourself, you want real marketing and business strategies that you would expect if you had the money to employ a marketing company. Now, this is something that really, really excites me, because in all of the businesses that I work with, we make sure that we create a marketing strategy that is unique for that company. And if you think about, really cool ads on TV and the way that those businesses have been able to separate themselves from the pack, I want you to see yourself in that position here right now, because that's exactly what we're going to do for your company. We're going to make it seem like you have employed a major marketing company to help build your brand and message. If you are ready to identify and implement a system that will free up your time, guys, this will take work at the beginning. It may not take a lot of work for some of you. It really depends on where you're at. You also want a complete lead generation system and strategy developed especially for your business. So I will definitely be showing and sharing with you a complete lead generation system that you can use on LinkedIn as well as for cold emailing. If anybody would like to know about Facebook ads or Facebook ads strategy, I do have a training on that. It's not something that I'm throwing around here, because there's a couple of differences here. I particularly said today that I wanted to make it easy for you, but there was another word in there that I used, and it's free. And the two strategies that I just talked about, cold emailing or LinkedIn, are both free. You can use your funnel on Facebook, but of course you're going to be looking at paid advertising. Not a big deal. If you are in the multi-six figures and you can afford paid advertising, this is perfect. Getting one of these funnels is going to be super cool for you to build your business. So, again, if you're in a different category, think outside of the square, still fill out that application form, because I'd really love to talk to you. And the most important thing is that you're going to have the exact strategies that I used always up to date, and you can recreate these for yourself. Everything that I do, even with past clients, they all get fresh information as it's new. Marketing is changing a lot. In the last 18 months, Facebook ads and so on have changed so much that a lot of people have actually lost a lot of money there because they didn't do the change with Facebook. The ones that did are actually making a lot of money over there. But over here in LinkedIn land, the way that you will do this is two things. You need a really good strategy, you need good marketing, and you need to be personable and be able to do things differently and have an exact system to replicate, so that you don't rip your hair out trying to spend 100 hours working all of this out. Okay, so that's exactly what this business is about. I do have different programs, but particularly today, let's get right down to the call. These are the things that we're going to be talking about on the call. What results do you want to achieve in your business? What is currently working in your business? What's not working? If you have a brand new business, we'll discuss how to get that going in weeks, not months or years. And then we're going to do an overview of what we do personally to build businesses with an exact lead generation system, as I said. So that's pretty much the concept. If you're ready to talk about your business strategy, you can book here. https://calendly.com/Kathy Morrissey/business-session, and I'll have the link somewhere else there for you to click on. If you want to look as happy as that girl, I want you to jump on that link and apply now. Here's a couple of people that have worked with me over the years. This is Em. She has her own business and she's also in property, but she really struggled for a long time on her confidence, actually, to be honest. And this particular testimonial is all about, not about, as I said to you earlier, not about results of how much money somebody's made, but certainly results about how it changed their life. With Tony, she has done a lot of renovating. I think it's 7 or 8 or 9 houses. I'm not sure now. That's a lot. But she joined one of my courses and, she was able to save a lot of money on her next renovation. So that's her. Paula was a long time 12-month client. She had 3 houses. She made $200,000 on one property in 12 months, and then I worked with her to create her business. She's currently in Victoria. If you go on my LinkedIn profile, you can actually, you see I shared one of her posts recently. She has 4 houses going at the same time. She's now got 2 builders. I mean, this chick's just on fire. And so it's possible for anybody, and it doesn't matter where you're at. All of this has come from training, business training, marketing, business development. It's just like next level, next level, next level. What's next? If that's you, the call is an extremely personalized call. Because let's be honest, no two businesses are the same, and really I want you to feel that your business is in the best hands. In this free one-to-one business strategy session call, we will help you identify any blocks you might be currently experiencing, what holes need to be plugged, and we're going to look at any inefficiencies that are currently stopping leads from coming into your business. I'll give you an overview of how I can help you moving forward. If I can't help you, you'll still get a ton of value from the session, okay? You'll absolutely get a ton of value because that's just how we roll around here. It's very personalized. There's one of me, especially if you want to talk to me. These sessions do fill up really fast and first come, first serve. So if you are ready, fill out that form below. Click that button and tell me a little bit more about you, your situation right now. There'll be a couple of questions to ask and then we'll send you another form a little bit later. It is stringent, but it's also a 45-minute strategy session that will be putting time into your business. So I want to know that you are seriously ready, because we're ready here to hold your hand all the way. There's the link again. It's calendly.com/Kathy-Morrissey/business-session. Okay, that's the link. I will have an apply now button somewhere on the page that you are looking at. It has been my absolute pleasure to talk to you today and really connect. I feel like I'm kind of in the room with 20 people that all have these businesses that want somebody to hold their hand and take them to the next level right now. I feel really passionate about this. I hope you do too. It's Empowered by Soul. It's called Advanced Entrepreneur Training for, no loose reason. It's because we really do care and we want you to succeed. So jump on the apply now button if you are ready. If you are not ready, then take what you learned from today. I wish you all the luck, because you need to be in that place where you're ready to invest your time, your effort. You are going, I can't pretend, there's a little bit of work in setting up the beginning of this. It might not take you very long. Oftentimes it only takes a few weeks to get people out there and generating their first leads. It's really about understanding that there's a step back before we move forward. If you're ready for that, I'm ready for you. Thank you for today. I look forward to speaking to you more on your journey and mine. Bye for now.